Okay, we know this one. Being stuck in traffic, it is brutal, whether you're a passenger or a driver, and especially when you're the one that picked the lane that's not moving and everyone else is just speeding by you in the lane right next to you. Well, if you've ever been to a major sporting event, getting around can be even worse, and that's why Brazil is tapping the widely popular road app Waze to map out the traffic during the World Cup and the Summer Olympics of 2016. So here to explain is Diane Eisner. She is head of global platforms and partnerships at Waze. Diane, thanks so much for joining us from Palo Alto this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So I've actually been using Waze for some time now. My husband and I use it a lot when we're driving to try and get around the traffic and also spot where the cops are and the speed traps are on the road. For those who aren't familiar with Waze, tell us what it does.
Okay. It's a navigation and real-time traffic application that's all entirely crowdsourced. So the more users we have, the better chances that we're going to be able to give you a route that takes you on a route that helps you get around the traffic and hopefully as quickly as possible get where you need to be.
Yeah, one of the really cool things about using Waze is that, you may have an app already on your phone that shows you directions. What Waze shows you is where the traffic is, and then there's suggestions from all the other users who are around you going the same way that you're going for how to get there faster and alternative routes. You're also looking at this for Brazil because traffic in Brazil already is a nightmare, but you add in World Cup and Olympics and it's going to be even worse.
Yeah, I mean that, particularly in Rio, where we've been concentrating our efforts, traffic is horrible. It's a growing city. It's experiencing a lot of economic growth. But not only that, the infrastructure is changing so fast, right? So they're building new roads, they're taking down roads, they're changing things in preparation for all this change. And so keeping track in real time of where you can go when has been very, very tricky for the city.
Right, makes a lot of sense because, again, going back to people who are used to dealing with traditional apps that come preloaded on their smartphones, a lot of the time those are based on older maps. What Waze is doing is crowdsourcing the information so that every minute that there is a new road or a new place to go, Waze is capturing that information.
Exactly. And really, because we have so many people out on the road already just driving with the application, then we can really get a good sense of what's happening exactly right now. And that might be different from 10 minutes ago or 10 minutes from now.
We should also mention not long ago, Waze was purchased by Google. What are some of the future plans working with Google?
Well, I think in general, Waze has our own idea of future plans, and definitely the work that we're doing in Brazil and reaching out to see how, beyond just saving each individual time, how we can begin to save time at the city level, I think is a really important part of how we look at how we're going to actually try to reduce congestion around the world. So we're still tackling that really huge problem of get rid of traffic.
Right, get rid of traffic. I think it's whatever. I mean, anybody who's ever sat in traffic ever doesn't mind that proposition. In terms of users, and one of the big things also is not only are users saying where they are, but they're saying who's among them, where the police are, where there are accidents. What's in it for users to actually go out and make that information available?
So in general, I think that everybody wants to help one another, right? At the core, we all want to change the world, right? But we want it to be easy. So we make it as easy as possible, which is basically just turn it on and drive. And then anonymously, we're collecting these GPS traces and timestamps. And so literally just by using the app, you're helping everyone else save time. So that at its core is great. But at the end of the day, people also know that if they're marking an accident, if they're letting us know what's going on out there, then someone else will do the same thing. And it's kind of one of those things where we used to call it crowdsourcing, right? And now I call it mass participation, which is we all want to contribute to making something better as long as it's easy. Yes. And in our case, that's, if I tell someone where the accident is, they're going to tell me next time, and we're all going to save time.
Changing the world one traffic jam at a time. Diane Eisner of Waze, thank you so much. Appreciate it.